Good evening, everybody. My name is Tim Davis, and I'm the coordinator of theater here at Bluegrass Community and Technical College, and I'm the director of tonight's production. And I want to welcome you to our streaming version of William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. We had intended on bringing this show to you live and in person, but alas, the pandemic gods had other things to say, so we will be bringing you this show in person at the Winchester campus, Bruce Manley's Winchester campus, spring of 2022. We're looking at a target date of sometime in late April. Be looking at the BCTC website for further updates on that. But we are happy to be able to bring it to you over this platform, and we thank you for joining us. I want to say some thank yous, some specific thank yous here. Thank you to Stephanie Fitch and the BCTC Film Program for, again, stepping in and working with us on this production, as they have many times during the pandemic. And we are eternally grateful for their help and for their cooperation and all the work that they put in. I want to thank all of the folks in our humanities division, including our assistant dean, Angie, and Melanie Williamson, our dean, and Kathy Swango, Jerry Adair. Many of the humanities folks, all the humanities folks, in fact, have been very, very supportive of what we do. We want to thank Dr. Greg Feeney and our president, Dr. Acapo. We want to thank him for his continued support of our program. We would like to also dedicate tonight's production and the run of this show to the memory of Kiwana Miller Walker, who recently passed away, one of our former students and one of our extended BCTC theater family. We love you, Q. We miss you. And this is for you. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
I learn this message that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro has bestowed much honor on a young Florentine named Claudio.
Much deserved by this on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
He hath an uncle here, Messina, will be very much glad of it.
I've already delivered him messages. There appears much joy in him.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
Oh, a kind overflow of kindness.
I pray you, is Senor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There were none such in the army of any sort.
What is he you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Senor Benedict of Padua.
He's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
But how many have he killed and eaten in these wars? For how many have he killed? Or indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Senor Benedict too much, but he'll be meat with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service in these wars, and a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
You must not mistake, my niece. There exists a kind of merry war betwixt Senor Benedict and she. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. I pray you, who is his companion? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. Who is his companion now? Is there no young squarer now that will take a voyage with him to the devil?
He is much in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord! He will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he had caught the Benedict, it'll cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till about January.
Don Pedro is approaching!
Good Signor Leonardo, have you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you, my friend, encountered it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
Press your charge too little. Believe this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Why, Sir Benedict, no. But then you were a child.
Signor Leonato be her father. She would not have his head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear lady, to stay? Are you yet living?
Is it possible this dame should die when she had me such food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then courtesy is a turncoat. For it is true I am loved of all ladies. Only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart. For truly, I love none.
What a dear happiness to women! They would have else been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loved me.
Keep your ladyship in that mind. So some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratch face.
Oh, hardship could not make you worse until such a face as yours were.
Oh, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
Would my horse have the speed of your tongue? It's so good a continuum. But to keep you away, in God's name, I have done.
I'm always in with the jury's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonardo. Good Signor Benedict, Signor Claudio, my good friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at least a month, and he heartily prays that some occasion may detain us longer.
If you do swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled with the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please let your grace to lead on.
Take my hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
Benedict, does that note the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noticed her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you ask me, as an honest man, for my true, simple judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak your sober judgment.
Why, faith? You think she is too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. But I shall give her this. If she were other than she is, she were unhandsome. And being what she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport, I pray thee, tell me truly how thou like her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Could the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow.
In mine eyes, she's the sweetest lady I've ever looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin. She were endowed with all the rage that exceeds her beauty as much as the 1st of May doth of the last of December. But you have no intention of turning husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn to the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Has it come to this? Shall I never see a 80 bachelor again? Go to, a faith. And thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke and shy away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is approaching to see you.
What secret hath held you here that you follow not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
He is in love. With who? Well, that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero. Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
Oh, God forbid it should be so.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
Ye speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
For my troth, speak my fault.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two face and troths, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither see how she should be loved, nor how she is worthy. It is a point that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
That a lady conceived me? I think that she brought me up. I likewise give her the most humble thanks. But that I will hang my bugle on an invisible baldric? All women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the right to trust none. I will do myself the right to not trust any. And the fine is, which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see the ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord. Not with love.
As time shall try, the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may. But if ever, the sensible Benedict here bear it, pluck it out of the bull's horns and set it in my forehead. Then vilely paint it with the words, "Here is good horse for hire." Then signify the words, "Here lies Benedict, the married man."
Oh, if this should ever happen, that would be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid had not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I will look for an earthquake too, then.
Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's, commend him to me, and tell him that I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I do have enough matter for such an embassage. And so I leave you.
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
My love is thine to teach.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
None, no child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and in their rooms those war thoughts have been vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft, delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying that I liked her ere I went to war.
That will be like a lover presently, then tie the air with the book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her father. And in the conclusion, she shall be thine.
How now, brother? Where's my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it. But brother, I can tell you strange news you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the event stamps them, but they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio, walking in a thick-pleached alley in my orchard, were thus overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he will take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wits that told you this?
A good, sharp fellow. I'll send for him and question him for yourself.
No. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it.
What a good year, my lord. Why does our commander sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
Oh, you should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it? I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach, and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Oh, yay, but you must not make a fool of this till you may do it without controlment. You have a waster against your brother, and he hates taking you in disgrace.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. This, though it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied that I am a plain dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. But in the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
As I was going over the
Who comes
faint
here?
and Jetty mountains.
What news brought you?
Oh, I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Marry on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato, and had it agreed upon that the prince your brother shall woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, should give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young upstart hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We will wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not. How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
You are an excellent man made in the midway just between him and Benedict. One is too like an image and says nothing. The other too like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Then half Senor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Senor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world if he got her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Faith, she is too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, and for a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just, if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am upon my knees every morning and evening, Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. Rather line the woollen.
You may well light on a husband that hath no beard.
Hey.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than me, and he that hath no beard is less than a man, and he that is less than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore, I will take sixpence in earnest of the bear ward and lead his apes into hell.
Well, then go you into hell.
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, "Get you to heaven, get you to heaven, there's no place for you, babe." So deliver up my apes and away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you'll be ruled by your father.
Yes, Faith, it is my cousin's duty to curtsy and say, "Father, as it please you." But for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Father, as it please me."
Well, niece, I do hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
No, not till God make men of some other metal than earth.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, Uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
Ah. The revelers are entering! Come, brother, make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk.
I wish you did like me.
So would not I for your own sake, for I have many.
Which is one?
I soon my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry, Amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
In a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You can never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
In a word, I am not.
Come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, Mum. You are he. Graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No. You shall pardon me.
But will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
Or that I was disdainful and had my wit out of 100 merry tales? Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
Who's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he ever make you laugh?
I pray you. I pray you. What's he?
Why? He is the Prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. The commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. He both pleases men and he angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he was in the 50s. I would have brought it to me.
Well, when I see him, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. We must follow the leaders!
In every good thing.
No! If they lead us to any ill, I will leave at the next turning.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn with her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor! You are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You will do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
And so did I too. And he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus I answer in the name of Benedict. I hear this ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so the prince woos for himself. Friendship is a constant in all things save the office and affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrust it not. Farewell, therefore, Hero.
Come, Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come! Will you go with me?
Whither?
About your own business. The prince hath got you a hero.
I wish him well.
That's spoken like an honest drovier. So they sell bullocks. Did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now he will creep into sedges. But that my Beatrice should know me and not know me? The prince's fool. Ha! Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Come now, Signor. Where is the Count? Have you seen him?
Troth, my lord. I have played the part of Lady Faye. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your goodwill hath got the grace of this young lady.
Lady Beatrice tells me that she has a quarrel to you. She says that the gentleman that danced with her was much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf on it, would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not knowing I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, hurling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with everything Adam Bad left him before he transgressed.
Look, here she comes.
Will you command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes. Fetch you a hair off the great champ's beard. Do you have any emissaries for me, rather than hold a 3-words conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, good God, sir, there's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart to Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him great use for it. A double heart for his single one. Once he wanted of me before with false dice. Therefore your grace may say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So, I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should do mother fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to see.
Wherefore art thou sad, Count?
Not sad, my lord.
Well, how then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
Ah, in faith, lady, I blazon you to be true. Oh, I'll be sworn, though, his conceit be false. Look, I have wooed in thy name, Claudio, and fair hero is one. I have broken with her father, his goodwill obtained, named the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but a little happy if I could say how much. My lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if not, you stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak now.
Lady, you have a merry heart.
Nay, my lord, poor fool, keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that she is in his heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance! Thus go everybody into the world, but I shall sit in the corner and cry, hi-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's get it. He, your grace, nay, a brother like you. Your father has great husbands if it makes them come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I would have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech you, my grace, pardon me. I am born to speak all mirth and no matter. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad but when she sleeps, not ever sad then. For I've heard my daughter say she hath often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suits.
She'd be a good wife for Benedict.
No! My lord, oh lord. If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love's had all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and time too brief to have all things answer my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, for in the interim I will undergo one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Lady Beatrice and Signor Benedict into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. And I fain have it a match, if you three would but minister such assistance as I give thee direction.
Oh, my lord, I am fool. It will cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, fair hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
Ah, well, if we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer, and his glory shall be ours. For we are the only love gods. Come in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord. But I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever cometh thwart his affections ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily uphold to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of this?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and to kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then, find me a meet hour to draw down Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood but to see me at her lady's chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret turn me Claudio. And bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For, in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and thereby shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
I will put it in practice. Be you cunning in working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Ooh! Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
We'll have that song again, Balthazar.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Then were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. So one thing constant never. And sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nani, nani.
Come hither, Leonardo. Who was it that you told us yesterday that your daughter Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, aye, stuck on, foul sits. I never did think the lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behaviours seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
She doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh, God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion that came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? How, I pray thee? You amaze me!
I should think this a trick, but that the bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide itself in such reverence.
He is taking the infection, hold it up.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. This is her torment. For it's this she writes as she's beginning to write to him. For she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
And then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair out, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
Oh, she doth indeed. And the ecstasy hath so much overborne her, my daughter is sometime afeard that she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It'd be good if Benedict knew of this.
To what end? He will make a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
Well, I pray thee, tell Benedict of it and see what he says.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she says she will die as she make her love known, and she says she will die if he woo her rather than she bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
Well, she doth well but to tend to his love, for the man indeed hath a very contemptible spirit.
Son of
Oh, well, let it cool the while.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let us send Beatrice to call him to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They hear truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. Seems her affections have taken their full bent. Love me? Why? It must be requited. Now, I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she'd rather die than show any such friendship. I never did think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, well, but for loving me. But by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, no nor great argument for her folly. For I may be horribly in love with her. Now I may by chance have some odd quirks or remnants of wit broken against me, well, because I've railed against marriage for so long. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot bear in his old age. Shall these quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day, she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I'm to bid you come into dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank thee for thy pains.
I took no more pains than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a dog withal. You have no stomach, Signor. Farewell.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that.
Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her that I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower where honeysuckles ripen by the sun. Forbid the sun to enter like princes that advance their pride against the power that bred it. There will she hide her to listen our purpose. Bear thee will in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than man ever did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedick, to let him wrestle with affection, and never let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love.
What the hell?
Nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. Such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight his passion, and truly I will devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Messina. All excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you, be not angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedick, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in report through Messina.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day, tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's lied, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
Well, if it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fires in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick, love on. I will requite thee, tending my wild heart into thy loving hand. If thou dost deserve, my kindness shall incite thee, wrapping our love up in a holy band. Others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than the pretty way.
I do but stay until your marriage be consummate. Then I go on toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you. Yet Count Claudio may stay, for what I would speak of concerns him.
Why, what's the matter?
Needs your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what is the matter?
I came to tell you. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a better title, and I could fit it to her. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust what you see, confess not that you know. If you will go with me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
And if I see anything tonight why I should not wed her, tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And I will go with thee as I wooed for her. I will join thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage the lady no longer until you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Are you good men and true?
Yea. Or else it were pity but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they had any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who say you is the most desertless man to be constable of the watch?
Hugh Oatcake or George Seacoe, sir, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacoe. God hath gifted you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable.
You have. I knew that would be your answer. Well, for your favor, why give God thanks and make no boast of it. And as for your reading and writing, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought to be the most senseless and fit man for the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. Here is your charge. You are to watch for all vagrom men. You may bid a man stand in the night.
How if they will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go. Then call the rest of the watch together, and count yourselves lucky to be free of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
Nay, and they are to offend none but the prince's subjects. You are to make no noise in the streets, for the watch to be taught, and babble is most tedious and not to be endured.
We will sleep rather than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you sound like a most ancient and quiet watchman. I can see why sleeping would not offend anyone. Only have a care that your bills not be stolen. You are to go to all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them home.
And how if they will not?
Why then? Why then wait until they are sober. If they make you not then the proper answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir,
If you meet a thief, you may by your office see him as no just man. For such kind of man, the less you meddle or make with them, the more for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
True, by virtue of your office you may, but those that touch pitch will be defiled. If you should come upon a thief, why allow him to show himself for what he is, by letting him steal away from your company.
You've been always called a merciful man, partner.
Nay, I would not hang a dog by my will, let alone a man with any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Peacefully steal away, and let the child wake her with his crying. For the ewe that will not hear a lamb when it baas will not hear a calf when it bleats.
'Tis very true.
Well then, this is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by Our Lady, that I think they cannot.
Nay, 5 shillings to 1 on it. Any one that knows the statutes may stay him. Marry not if the prince not be willing, for the watch is to offend no man, and it will offend a man to stay him without his will.
By Our Lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call you me. Keep each other's company and your own, and... Good night.
Well, masters, we have our charge. Let us sit here till 2 and then off to bed.
One word more, good neighbor. I bid you keep watch about Signor Leonato's door. There be a wedding there tomorrow. There is great coil there tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Conrad! Conrad! Conrad, I say!
Sure, man, I meant by your elbow. Mass! My elbow itched. That would be a scab follow. I will owe you an answer for that. And now for the big die tale. Stand thee close. Stand close.
I know him, and he has been a vile thief this 7 year.
Dost thou not hear somebody? Oh, no, 'twas the bane of the house. Not so neither. Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman by the name of Hero. She leans out her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master Don John saw afar off in the orchard of this amiable encounter. Oh, and thought that Margaret was Hero. 2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio. The devil my master Don John knew she was Margaret, which first possessed them, partly by the night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Wayward Claudio, enraged, swore he would see her as he was appointed to the next morning, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her for what he saw overnight, and sent her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand.
Call up the right master constable.
We have here the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was in the Commonwealth.
We are likely to prove a goodly commodity being taken up by these men's bills. Oh, accommodating question? I warrant you. Come, Willoughby.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well. Troth, I think your other rabbata were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troth, 'tis not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tie within excellently, if the hair were a thought browner. And your gown's a most rare fashion. In faith, I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troth, 'tis but a nightgown of respect to yours. Cloth of gold and cuts and lace with silver, set with pearls down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, around underboard with the bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
And God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Why upon thee? Art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable? Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think. And it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise, 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now do you speak in this sick tune?
I'm not of all other tune, methinks. Oh, by my troth, I'm exceeding ill. Hi-ho!
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
For the land that begins them all. Hey.
Well, and you not be turned Turk. There's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool, trow?
Nothing, but God sent everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I'm stuffed, cousin, I cannot smell.
I'm made and stuffed. There's goodly catching of cold.
Oh, God help me. God help me. I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You got some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, by your lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think, if I were to think my heart out of thinking, that you are in love, that you will be in love, that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now is he become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methink you look with your eyes as other women do.
Oh.
What pace is this thy tongue keeps?
Not a full scallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Come, help me to dress. Good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbors?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, that it is,
Yes, in truth it is, sir!
What is it, my good friends?
Good man Verges speaks a little off the matter, an old man, sir, and his wit is not as blunt as God help us I wish it were.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so. I am but the poor prince's officer. But if I were as tedious as a king, I would find it in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All thy tediousness on me,
Yea, and 'twere 1,000 pound more of it. For I hear as good an exclamation of you as of any man in the city. And though I be but a poor man, it does my heart good.
And so it does mine.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, has ta'en a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
Good man Verges, sir. He will speak. As the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said in faith, neighbor Verges. God forgive us, but if two men ride of a horse, one must ride behind. A good man, sir, by my troth, and in faith as any I know that ever broke bread. But God knows, all men are not alike. Good neighbor Verges.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
God's gifts.
I must leave you.
One word more, sir. Our watch has indeed comprehended two auspicious persons that we would have your worship examination this morning.
Take the examination yourself and bring it me, as I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragance.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I will wait upon them. I am ready.
Come, Master Verges, go get the sexton. Have him get his quill and his inkhorn. We are to examination these men and meet me at the jail.
And we must do it wisely.
We shall spare no wit. This shall bring them to a non-com. Only get the learned man and have him take down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief, only to the plain for marriage, and you shall account their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. You come to marry her, Friar.
My lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
Then if either of you know of any inward impediment as to why you cannot be conjoined, I pray you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer none.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, do you with free and unconstrained heart give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give back to you whose worth may counterpose such a rich and precious gift?
None, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Would you all not swear that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She is known the heat of a luxurious bed.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Here, my lord, if you in your own truth did vanquish the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
No, Leonardo. I never tempted her with a word too large. But as a brother to his sister, showed her bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seem to me as Diane in her orb. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I go about dishonor to link my friend with a common stake.
These things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, these things are spoken, and they are true.
True? Oh, God!
What man was he that talked to you yesternight, out at your bed window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Leonardo, you must hear this, but upon mine honor, my brother, this count, did see her and hear her at that hour talk with the ruffian at her chamber window. And this hath indeed, like a vile villain, confessed 1,000 times in secret the things that they have done.
Oh, hero, what a hero hast thou been if thy outward graces were placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most fair, most foul. Farewell, hero.
no man's dagger here a point for me.
How now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
This looks not like a nuptial. How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle!
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest, however, a shame that may be wished for. Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes. For did I think thou shouldst not quickly die, thought I that thy spears were stronger than thy shames, myself would, on the rig whenever approaches, strike at thy life! Greed, I had but one. Chide I for that, a frugal nature's frame. Oh, one too much by thee. Had I one.
Sir, be patient. For I'm so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
How now, cousin Hero?
Lady, weren't you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly, but I do remember till this 12th month I were her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Oh, that is stronger me, which was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie? Would Claudio lie, who loved us so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with his tears? Hence from her! Let her die!
Hear me a little, for I have been silent for so long. Your daughter here, the princess, left for dead. Keep her secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and upon your family's monuments, hang mournful epitaphs, and do all the rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary! This well carried shall, on her behalf, change slander to remorse. That is some good, but not for that dream that I on this strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She dying, as it so must be maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear that she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall be apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life. Then, when she lived indeed, then shall he mourn. If ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusations true, let this be so, and doubt not that success will fashion this event in better shape than I could lay it down in likelihood.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
So my cousin is beloved.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange sores strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing so well in the world as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It was possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, yet I lie not. I admit nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
I was about to protest that I love you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that there's none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
Then you kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone. Though I am here, you have no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with my enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hand until they come and take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
Talk with a man out of a window. A proper saying!
Nay, but Beatrice!
Sweet hero! She is wronged! She is slandered! She is undone!
Beatrice!
Oh God, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend who will be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Do you swear in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough! I am engaged. I will challenge him. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go. Comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Does our whole dissembly appear?
Oh, a cushion for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Marry, that is I and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which of the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Pray, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Horatio.
Pray write down Horatio. And yours, Sarah.
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Pray write down Gentleman, sir, Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir. We hope.
Write down they hope they serve God. For God defend that God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are lying knaves, and will be thought so by general principle. What say you?
Oh, marry, sir, we said we are not.
A witty fellow. Enough. I shall go around with him. Come hither, sir. Let me say in your ear, I believe you are lying knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Sit it down. Gods, they are both in a scene. Did you write down they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. Call forth the watch that are his accusers.
Marry, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. In the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Right? Don John, prince's brother, a villain. Why, that is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray, fellow.
What
Pray,
hurt you?
fellow. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was.
Yea, by mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did meet upon his words to disgrace Hero in front of the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou shalt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero in this manner accused, in this very manner refused. And upon the grief of all this, suddenly died. Master Constable, have these men bound, brought to Leonatos. I will go before, show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinion.
Let them be in the hands of...
Blood wears a sexton. Call the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Oh, wait. You're an ass. You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. But masters, do not forget, though it be not written down, I am an ass. No, thou shalt be condemned into everlasting piety for this. I am a wise man, and what is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina, and one that knows the law, go to, and one that hath riches enough, go to, and one that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 robes and everything handsome about him. Take them away. Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, but bring me a father who so loves his child. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and bid him speak of patience. But there is no such man. For, brother, men can speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel, but tasting it, their counsel turns to passion. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than a curse. I pray thee, peace. I will be flesh and blood. There was never yet philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently.
Yet then not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I shall. My soul tells me that Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know, so shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here comes the prince and Count Claudio hastily. Good evening, good evening.
There's both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste.
Oh, some haste, my lords. Well, fare you well. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man. If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dissemble. Nay, never lie thy hand upon my weapon. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your old age such cause for fear. In faith, I have no weapon.
Hush, hush, man. Fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a daughter nor a fool. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander has gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Lo, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I will prove it on his body if he dare, despite his nice practice and his active fence, his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Away, I will have naught to do with you.
Canst thou so daft me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killst me, thou shalt kill a man.
You shall have to kill two of us, and men indeed. But it does not matter. Let him kill one first. Sir boy, I will whip you from your foining fences. Now as I am a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I love my niece, but she is dead. Slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Bullies, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops!
Brother Anthony.
Hold you content. Do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
I'm sorry for your daughter, but everything that was done was but in truth and very full proof.
My lord, my lord!
I will not hear it!
No? Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall. Or some of us were smart for it.
Come, here comes the man we come to seek.
How now, Signor? What news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor. You have almost come apart to fray.
We'd like to have our two noses snapped off by two old men without teeth.
Had it we fought, I doubt that we would have been too young for them.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God save me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good with how you dare, when you dare, and what you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. I killed a sweet lady. Her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you. Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company, for your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. Who among you have killed a sweet and innocent lady? For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He's in earnest.
In most profound earnest. And I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
Come you, sir? If justice cannot tame you, shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Marry, and you, being a lying hypocrite, you must be looked to.
What offense have these men committed?
Marry, sir, they have committed false reports. Moreover, they have spoken untrue things. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Third, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Masters, what say you on these charge?
Sweet prince, let me go no further to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me, for I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing how Don John, your brother, enticed me to slander the lady Hero. How you were in the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should marry her. Upon my villainy they have upon record. Lady Hero is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation. And briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
This speaks like fire through your blood.
I drunk poison while he uttered it.
My brother has fled on this treachery.
Take the plaintiffs away. By this time, our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, though it should time and place allow, please write down, I am an ass.
Here, here! Oh, here comes Master Signor Leonardo!
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes.
If you know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breast hast killed my innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Recorded with your high and worthy deeds, 'twas bravely done, if you but think you of it.
I will not have betrayed your patience, but I must speak. Impose on me whatever punishment your hand can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I would lay under any heavy burden that you'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people of Messina here how innocently she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother has a daughter, almost the copy of my child that is dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the rights that you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, my lord, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I embrace your offer, and I dispose henceforth for Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I'll expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave of you. This naughty man shall face to face be brought with Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not, nor knew what she did when she spoke to me. She had always been just and virtuous, and anything I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I pray that be included in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pain.
Thou speakest like a most reverend, youthful man. Thank you, your worship.
There's for thy pain.
God save the foundation.
Go. I discharge you of your prisoner, and I thank thee.
Your worship, I leave an errant knave in your company to be punished for the example of others. God bless your worship. God keep your worship in health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, my lords, farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We will look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail you.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll go and talk with Margaret. How her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Is this the monument of Leonardo?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. In death, the guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So the hero that dies in shame lives in death in glorious fame. Hang thou there upon thy tomb, praising her when I am done. Now music, sound and sing your solemn hymn.
Pardon, brothers of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, the witch with songs of woe, round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our moans, help us to sigh and groan, heavily, heavily graves yon
dear bones, good night. Yearly I will do this right.
Come, let us to Leonardo's.
Good morrow, masters.
I told you she was innocent.
So are the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the air that you had debated. And Margaret was in some fault for all this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I. Being else by faith, being enforced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for.
The Prince and Claudio did promise to visit me by this hour. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me or undo me. One of them. Signor Leonardo, truth it is, good signor. Your niece regards me in eye of favor.
And I my daughter, Linta, 'tis most true.
And I, for an eye of love, do requite her.
A sight whereof I believe you had from me, from Claudio and the Prince, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is that your will be with our will, to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage. For that, friar, I must desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow unto this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. Are you yet today determined to be married to my brother's daughter?
I am.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she. And I do give you her.
Why then, she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not. Will you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her?
Give your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero.
Nothing certain, sir. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
Hero? The hero that is dead?
She died, my lord, while her slander lived.
All this amazement I can qualify, for once the holy rites are ended, I shall tell you largely of fair hero's death. Until then, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why then, your uncle Claudio and the prince have been deceived, for they swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Why then? My cousin, Margaret, and Ursula must be deceived, for they did swear that she did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore that you were almost well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. So you do not love me?
No, these are in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure that you love the gentleman.
And already sworn upon it that he loves her. For here, a note written in his own hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here is our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But take it in light. I take thee for pity.
I will not deny you, but I go by great persuasion and partially to save your life. I heard that you were in a consumption.
Peace! I will stop your mouth. Pandemic.
Come, Benedict, how does the married man?
I tell thee what, Prince. A college full of wit crackers cannot flout me at my humor. Shall I desire a satire or an epigram? No! For man is a giddy thing. And that is my conclusion. And for thy part, Claudio, I would have thought to have beaten thee. But, as you are to be my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin.
And I had well hoped you would have denied Beatrice, that I may have been able to cudgel thee out of thy single life.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, to lighten our hearts and our wives' heels.
We will have dancing afterwards.
First, so I say of it. Therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife! Get thee a wife!
My lord, your brother John is taking flight and brought with him armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I will devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!